Hey, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here with me. I appreciate it. Today, I want to talk to you about brotherhood. Oh, that unbreakable bond of brotherhood. Yeah, that's what attracts so many of us to the gangs and the MC life, because we're lacking in it. Yeah, it was for me, absolutely. Like, I grew up in a family with older brothers who just abused me my entire life. So, I had no sense of brotherhood or brotherly connection. There was no brotherly love there at all. It was terrible. So as I grew, I really needed that belonging. I was a bit of a loner because of all that. Going out and getting into groups, social groups and stuff like that, wasn't really for me, I couldn't find a connection with dudes at a bar, or at a pub or whatever. Years later, when I got introduced to the MC, wow. Now this is brotherhood, and I know that because I had seen Hell's Angels Forever.
I guess right out of Marines, I guess I was just ready for a brotherhood trip, what I'm saying? Because Marine Corps, teaches about brotherhood, what I'm saying?
I read Hunter Thompson's Hell's Angels Forever when I was like 18, and I was like, man, that's true brotherhood right there. These guys will stand next to each other through thick and thin. That's where I need to be. So when I was introduced to the MC, I was like, wow, yeah, this is it, right? This is where I'll find it. This is where I'll find the brotherhood, right? No, I didn't. But I will tell you where I did find it, yeah. So let's get into it. So when I was first introduced to the MC, I thought, okay, cool. I was a little bit hesitant, because it's an MC. I didn't really want to get involved in anything too, risque or dangerous, but, I thought I'll go check these guys out. The first thing I noticed was, brother. Hey, how you doing, brother?
We're like brothers. Only closer.
And I'm like, wow, okay. Not immediately. Once these guys got to know me and started accepting me in, one of them come up and he's like, how you doing, brother? And he looked me in the eye when he said it, and I was like, wow, whoa, this is what I've been looking for. I haven't experienced this before. This is what I need in my life, right? So I'm gonna find it here, yeah. And man, the more I got into it, I became a hang-around and started hanging out with these guys and really formed these connections with them. And these guys called me brother, and I called them brother, and it was just the greatest feeling. Oh my gosh. But then eventually I started realizing that it wasn't that connection that was bringing us together. It was the patch. And the patches had told us that, yeah, this is your brother no matter what. And there were guys in that club that I just didn't gel with at all. I knew these guys didn't get along, but they still called each other brother. It felt forced. And that was my first signs of maybe this isn't where I'm gonna find brotherhood. And then the more I got into it, the more I started seeing how quickly they would turn on each other. And I'm like, hang on, this isn't something brothers do, what's going on? I didn't understand it. Eventually, I ended up moving away from the MC because I wasn't getting what I needed from it. I was also under a lot of pressure from the MC and my wife and everyone else, so I just needed to move away. I still had that emptiness inside me. Where's my brotherhood at? Where are my brothers? I need to belong. And that's when I found the skinhead gang. I met these guys, and again, I was really dubious. I was like, oh gosh, yeah, okay. Don't really want to go down this road. But then I met a couple of them, became really good friends with them. There was a connection, the connection that I felt I was looking for. A couple of them became really great friends. In fact, they asked me to prospect these two guys who I consider my closest friends in the gang. That's when they started calling me brother. I'm like, I've made it. I've been accepted. These are my brothers now. Not realizing again, it was because of that patch that we were brought together and being told that this is my brother. And I went, okay, I'll go along with this. I'll see where it takes me. I thought I'd formed these amazing connections and friendships with so many of these guys. We went through thick and thin, we knuckled on and everything. And we had some amazing times, and we went through some really tough experiences together. And these guys were there when I needed them, which I thought was incredible. So it made me just want to be a part of that life even more. It had nothing to do with the beliefs or what they did or who they were. It was just I was connecting with these guys, and they were my brothers. And I thought this is an unbreakable bond. So when I decided that I wanted to quit that gang, And it wasn't because of any of these guys or anything that they did. It was because of all the outside external bullshit that was going on, getting raided by AFP and ASIO and all this. I didn't want that as a part of my brotherhood, you know, this isn't what I signed up for. And I thought, well, these guys will understand. We're brothers, yeah? We're solid. They'll accept it. One of my friends who I prospected under, I called him first because we spent endless hours talking, you know, where he spent, you know, weeks, days at my house. You know, we hung out, we talked. It was, you know, just this great friendship. I'd tattooed him years before he even got into the gang, and, you know, we talked about those days and everything. So this guy was my brother. And I called him and I told him. And he's like, I understand, bro. This life is just, it's hard. But, you know, I'm always there for you, brother. And I went, great, you know, and I thought I got his blessing. And I called all the other brothers and it was the same. It felt the same. Oh, great, I'm doing the right thing. You know, I'm handing my gear back in, and my brother who came and picked up all my gear, he had tears in his eyes. And I felt it, you know, I was upset too, because him and I had spent so much time together forming these bonds as well. And I know it was hard. So not even 24 hours after I quit and handed everything back in, my brother who I called first was the first one to start rubbishing me, start spreading all these lies about me. He was on the members forum just absolutely trashing me, and that led to me being put out on bad standing. So yeah, thanks bro. And it made me realize that both the MC and the gangs all have this common thing where we unite under this banner, because without it, we wouldn't be brothers. You know, we're all searching for something that we're not finding. You have to follow these sets of rules to be a brother. And trust me, there were many in the MC and in the gang that I would never call brother and didn't have any connection with them whatsoever. And some of them, we just didn't like each other at all. But when we had to go to meetings or, you know, anything like that, Nationals was like, hey brother, It was fake. It was all fake. You know, there was no honest sincerity in that brotherhood, because you hadn't formed these bonds. You had come together under this banner to become brothers. When I left, where do I find this? Am I going to find my brotherhood? Is it there? And all the time, it was. There was one place where I was at that I had found true brotherhood, and it's what helped me to move away from that entire life. So where did I find true brotherhood? Come over this way. I'm going to show you. Oh yeah, so this is where I found it. I found brotherhood in the gym, in the ring, in the dojo. In fact, one dojo in particular. Pollitt's Martial Arts on the Gold Coast. My head instructor, Kiyoshi Ben Pollitt, was my greatest teacher and one of my greatest friends, and I couldn't call him my brother. I had been training under Kiyoshi already at that stage when I was patched. He knew I was a gang member. We talked about it all the time, and he never judged me or anything like that. He always supported me. He supported me, not the gang or the club or any of that nonsense. You know, he saw the real me and he supported me. And so when I actually decided to leave the gang, he was there. He was the one going, come train, brother. This is what you need. And he started teaching me karate. Kata changed my life. And then I started seeing the benefits of it, and I started really feeling a connection with people for the first time. I started connecting with Kiyoshi. We became great friends, and we spent a lot of time together, and he helped me. And he helped me so much more than anyone ever did in that life. And then I realized everyone there was like that, and everyone I was meeting and training with, it was the same. When you step into a dojo or when you step into a ring, you know, there are no egos. You know, if they are, they get left out pretty quickly. But everyone is there to help. Everyone is there because they feel that need of belonging. You know, they want to empower themselves. And through that, you find brotherhood. And I found brotherhood at the dojo. The more I trained, the more I just became connected to the energy, to the place, to the training, to the techniques, and most importantly, to the people I trained with. And of all the years that I've trained for over 12 years. It's those people that I train with that I remember the most and I hold closest to my heart. because they helped me through so much. And I have trained in Australia, I've trained in America, I've trained in New Zealand, and I have trained in Thailand. And the one thing that has always made me want to come back for more is the people I connect with. And in fact, my last 7 weeks here in Thailand, I've been working with a lot of first-time fighters. You know, these guys have come into this world looking for something in their own life, and I have connected with so many of them, and it's been amazing to feel that connection with all of them. And I know no matter what happens in my life, no matter where I go, I will always have that connection. And I've gone back to Vegas so many times and trained with my brother there. Sean, miss you. I know I could go to Australia right now. I could walk into any Pollitt's martial arts and I would be welcomed, because I have earned my brotherhood with them. I have worked hard on myself, and to be a part of that world and part of that family through technique and through discipline and through strength, not under a false banner. And so for me now, I'm 50 years old and I struggle to train a lot of the time. My body isn't what it used to be, but my heart is here always. Every time I step in, it lifts my heart, because I look beside me and I'm training with my brothers. And that's a true connection that I have never felt anywhere else in my life. So if you want to feel that connection, if you want a true sense of brotherhood, don't take up a patch. Come and train. Go find a dojo or a boxing school, anything like that, where you have to stand with each other like this. Sometimes you have to stand in front of each other. And I tell you what, nothing forms a bond better than punching each other in the face and giving each other a big hug at the end of it and saying, thank you, brother. You know, that's what it's always like. You find a good school, you find good people always in it, and they always have the biggest hearts here. Sure, there are egos, there's attitudes, you know, but they don't last long. Egos end in here. And a false sense of brotherhood, doesn't belong in here. And trust me, I know. When I trained at Pollitt's, we trained many of the MC members. You know, a lot of them came to Pollitt's to get trained for security work and stuff like that. They didn't have the heart. You know, the training just wasn't for them. All they wanted to do is go beat people up, so they never stuck around. People who are just of a good heart and want that true, you know, sense of empowerment and brotherhood and everything will stay, and it will become their life. Martial arts is it's not something that you practice every now and again. It is a way of life. You live it, you breathe it, and it becomes a part of your soul. And in it's doing that, you find these amazing connections with people, and it's what keeps me going. It's what brought me back to Thailand, and I'm so grateful to be here for it. Because without this brotherhood and without the training and the discipline and the technique, I would have been wandering aimlessly for the rest of my life, maybe. But I am so grateful to have this in my life now, and you can too. If you need any recommendations for good schools in your area, please just message me. I'm happy to, you know, have a look and just see what's around and give you some good recommendations, especially if you're in a town where I know there's good gyms. If you're in Australia, go find a Pollitt's Martial Arts. If you're in Thailand, come to Master Toddy's. You know, Master Toddy's Beach Gym is the most incredible place, and I have made so many connections. It doesn't matter where you go, just go do it and stay away from the patches. It ain't real. It's not a real brotherhood. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you being here. It really means the world to me to be able to share these stories and to get this message out there. Now, if you want to keep supporting me, as always, just give us a big like, subscribe down below and hit that little bell to get notified. You can also really help me out by supporting me with buying new glasses at the moment. So if you head to my Buy Me a Coffee, you can donate to that cause, you know, help this old man see a bit better. There's always merchandise, stickers, links are all down below. If you really want some perks, you know, rather than just donating, go sign up for membership. You know, there's a lot of perks, including members only videos coming up, and you get early release videos and, you know, super chats, all this kind of stuff. So go check it out. But I will see you on Sunday night for another great video, 7 p.m, Mr. Bray Raven on YouTube. Have a great day, everyone. I'm gonna go hit the bags for all, go get myself a sweat on, and enjoy. Peace out, y'all.